So this is everything I want to knit in 2026. Hi, welcome. If you're new here, my name's Katie. So really this is everything that I want to knit, quilt / sew in 2026. But first I'm going to start off with knitting, and then with that I'm going to start off with sweaters. So first is the step-by-step sweater by Florence. I have not knitted a sweater so far in my knitting journey, but I feel like because there is a really long instructive video on it, I feel like this is gonna be the best one to practice that. And I have been wanting to knit a sweater with the Cloud 8 bright yarn so bad, so that's what I'm going to knit it with. So the second sweater is the Frankie sweater. I think this would also be an easy way just to learn how to knit stripes with using multiple colors. There are a few different colorways I'm open to, but I really want to do like this burgundy pink color, kind of like this. And then for the third sweater is the Frey sweater. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. You can let me know. But I am in love with this sweater, and I am definitely going to do at least 2 different colorways in this. And then as the third sweater, I feel like this will be a good introduction to start doing more intricate color work. And that's why I'll probably push this till end of 2026, maybe early fall. But I'm simply obsessed with this sweater. I have to make it. Okay, so moving on from sweaters, I want to knit socks as well. I have not knitted socks yet. I hear they're actually more complicated than they look. Like you think that it's small and it's simple. And I'm going to learn to do it on double pointed needles because that's what everybody says really is the easiest. So I'm going to try that. And obviously there's so many different sock patterns that I really want to knit. But for some reason, I think the first pair is going to be this bright red color, just plain bright red. I'm unsure of what pattern I want to knit those in, but if you have any suggestions, just leave them in the comments. So next is the Rhinelust pattern. It's like this shawl and it looks thin. I don't know how difficult this will be, but I live by the beach and this really just makes sense. So maybe in the spring or those cold windy mornings. I'm unsure what color I'm going to do this in, but I'm definitely going to keep it on the blue theme. Maybe a light blue. I don't really know if that suits my color palette though. I'll think about it. And then these last 2 ideas are because I have extra balls of yarn left over and it's not enough to, you know, make a bigger item. So first is the 100 stitch snood. I love the look of this. I love the color and I love it with the striped sweater. I'm not sure what color I'd make this in, but if I did make it, I'd probably make it in this green color. And then lastly would be this headband / like ear warmer in the pattern Frida. I'll definitely knit it with mohair, but I think these are really cute. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to quilting projects / sewing projects. First is the one I'm in the middle of doing. So I'm in the middle of making a tree skirt and it should have been done before Christmas. However, a package was lost. I had to order more fabric and it was supposed to be here December 1st and the lady had to recut it and reship it because it just never showed up. So it got here just on Christmas Eve, December 24th. They got here on Christmas Eve. Almost done with it. I just need to put it on batting, quilt it, and bind it, and then I'm done. But all the cutting is finished. So I will have it for next year. So after that is going to be the t-shirt quilt. So I have all these t-shirts from camp growing up, and there's like a lot of t-shirts that don't fit me that are like 20 years old, and I don't know what to do with, but I also don't want to get rid of them because they are sentimental. But I think it was when I was a counselor, there was another counselor whose mom made them a t-shirt quilt with all their camp t-shirts, and I was like, wow, that is such a great idea. I want to do that. And that was, I don't know, like 10, 15 years ago. Not 15 years ago, I'm not that old. But yes, this is something I've wanted to do for many, many years, like over a decade. Even though there were not so many good memories, there were a lot of like traumatizing memories there. There were also some big moments, so many life lessons that I've learned and that I took with me that I still think about today. I am very excited to do that one, and it's just one of those things I can just check off. So next is the seashell quilt. Don't have a specific pattern in mind for this. I have a vision in my head, so I'm going to create like my own pattern. I think I'm going to look at some other ideas, but I kind of have an idea of what I want it to look like. I don't know if I want to do like a pink palette or like multiple color palettes or just blue. I'm unsure. So next are oven mitts. So we were gifted like rubber oven mitts a few years ago, and now the rubber is starting to rip apart. So I have like tons of extra fabric stowed away, so I'm just going to use that to make some oven oven mitts. And then the last quilting project is going to be couch backing. So I'm gonna make not a blanket, but like a descaled quilt that'll just sit on the back of a couch. But I'm going to make 2 of them, and they're for Christmas presents next year. I have no idea what those are gonna look like. And I think I'm going to make like the same design, but like a different color palette, because I'm gifting them to 2 different people who live in the same household. But yeah, those are all of my craft projects for the year of 2026. It is a lot, and I will be okay if not all of them get done, but I would like most of them finished. And if there's any patterns you recommend or any like smaller projects you recommend for me to look at, I'm definitely interested, so please leave them in the comments. And then also share whatever you're planning to work on this year. Yeah, I'm really interested in that stuff. But thank you for watching, and Happy New Year.